Hey, I'm here with Cynthia to talk about her Den2X Income Accelerator experience because she is graduating out of the program because she has doubled her hourly rate, which I think is amazing. And I am just here to hear about what you did and how the program helped. What did you do? What spoke to you in the program? What did you work on?
There were so many things that I worked on and that I needed to work on, but I think for me, the biggest driver of change was just that whole mindset shift. That's one of the first steps in the program, and it was sort of like, yeah, I am really good, and I am worth this, and I don't have to just sort of take what Bob's passed. I can go out and choose it, and I still haven't, sort of totally defined a niche, and I'm kind of playing around with that. But, aside from just making more money, I think it feels so much better I feel like you're in the driver's seat of what you do every day, as opposed to, feeling like you're floating on the wind and is something good going to come in, or, you know what I mean?
Yeah, oh yeah. And yeah, a lot of people have told me that they printed out our mindset reset exercise and like put it next to the computer to see. Um, but so talk about what kind of hourly rate were you making? What kind of clients did you have, and how is that different now?
One of the other things that was really big for me is that I didn't have really good systems in place. So to be honest, I can't actually tell you how much I was making before because I did quite a few like book projects. And even though there'd be like a great big paycheck, sometimes it would feel like, wow, this is really taking more time than I thought. But, I wasn't very good at kind of tracking it. That's another thing I did was kind of try to get, really serious about figuring out how much time I spent on things. And so then if I wanted to bid for something, I'd have a much clearer idea like, yeah, no, it's not going to take me 2 hours to do that. It's probably going to take me 5 hours. And if I want to make, X, I need to quote accordingly. But I would say that I was probably, making anywhere from, kind of like 25 to $45 an hour, and now I'm not bidding anything less than like 65 to 70, and I'm, doing projects that occasionally are up as high as 125. Um, I think finding the right, going out after the customers that can pay the top dollar is part of that. And so, there's all those steps that we went through optimizing the website and getting your LinkedIn profile figured out and, what should you be doing on social media and, how to network and all of that, really approaching it like a business because it is a business.
Yeah, well, that is the big mind shift from I'm just
Mhm.
kind of drifting along, getting this and get that gig to, oh, I'm trying to run a business with intent. I'm trying to go in a particular direction and grow my business and yeah, make
Exactly.
more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so did something change in how you prospected? You talked about the difference between the type of clients that pay you $25 an hour and the type that pay 70. So what changed there?
Some of the things that we did, like improving my website and getting my LinkedIn better, I started getting and networking and asking for referrals and things like that. I started getting people coming to me. It's still a work in progress, but there's that sort of magic that comes from, your marketing is happening while you're sleeping, sort of thing. And so that was great. And just you know, part of that mindset reset for me was realizing that I maybe before was like so packing my schedule full because I thought I had to make this. Whoops, sorry. Ah. I had to make, a certain amount of money, and realizing that like actually you have to kind of jump off that treadmill to become more, sort of conscious and intentional about it. And instead of running like in headless chicken mode, it's like, okay, so maybe for a month or two, I might have to actually earn a little less or take on a little less work, but I'm going to go after bigger clients and or different clients. And so I think the two biggest changes for me were one, sorry. One, clients finding me, and two, doing that, sending pitch letters and things to clients who I knew could pay me what I was worth.
Awesome. Yeah, there is nothing so beautiful as waking up in the morning to find that, client nibbles have just come in the mail. Talk about maybe some of the kinds of better paying clients that you've gotten. What sort of
Um,
companies and what sort of work do you do?
I mostly do B2B, but I also do stuff in the healthcare field that's sometimes more consumer oriented. And so, my best client so far, the one that I'm making 125 an hour for, is that's a large, household name consumer products company that has a lot of, sort of like drugstore shelf brands. And they're it's kind of amazing that, but $10, $20, $30 an hour, doesn't really matter to them. So if you bid 70 or you bid 125, they're really just choosing you based on quality. So that's where you get with budget, and it can be really hard to, get past all the gatekeepers and everything with that type of client. And I was just lucky because they fell onto me. So, I'm not sure how to duplicate that, but, just keep doing all the stuff that we talk about.
Yeah, I thought it was a fluke when like Costco found me on LinkedIn
Mm,
and then it happened with Labor Ready and American and Alaska Airlines.
mm.
So I think once you have it aligned where it really says who you're looking for, it tends to be a referral machine. But talk about, you said B2B. What do you do
Right.
in B2B?
I'm doing a lot in the software as a service, which is a really exploding great
Oh
field
yeah.
because, everything's moving to the cloud. And so there's a lot of people trying to demonstrate what the relevance of their product is and why, what different verticals you can use their product in. So, if you have knowledge of, healthcare or construction or whatever it might be, there's probably a service, software as a service offering out there that's applicable to that niche. And I found that that's one of the um, areas where they're most kind of clued into the whole content marketing, and they're, really putting a lot of muscle behind it. And it's not just like we want one blog every 3 months. It's like, they've got a schedule and, they,
Right.
they
They
want
have a
volume.
marketing calendar and know
Yeah.
what a goal is and yeah, and, that's a really good point. I think that's also a function of better clients is that they have a better sense of what they want you to do and rather than just sort of, yeah, write a blog post. We've heard that's good. They have a much more sophisticated understanding of where you fit into their marketing picture and what content they need to create. And I always think people are intimidated by getting these better caliber clients, but the fact is they're easier to work with.
Oh, totally. I mean, it's, to have somebody come and say, this is the, search query intent we want this blog post to fulfill. And, this is how, these are the elements we want to see in there. Makes it so nice because you very rarely get, oh, we didn't really like that idea in the end. Can you try it differently on this totally different idea? You're on the same page from the start,
Yeah, I love it. All right, well, terrific. I just love getting a chance to hear how people, what they get out of Dent2X and what helps them and to hear about the results they get because like that is why I get up in the morning is to see writers making more money.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is, I think that I got a lot from just the other people, and just little snippets, of, oh, I tweaked my portfolio like this, or have you tried this app? Or, it was just great because it's like when you're all working really hard to make your business work better, it kind of forces you to stay on your toes. And so I did get a lot from just the group interaction too.
It's really why I put on masterminds instead of doing one-on-one coaching anymore, is that I just think it's way more effective when
Hmm.
you have both, the leader of the group and everyone else who's at your same point in your career. And yeah, you can bounce those ideas off. I think it gets a lot done for people.
Yeah, well, it really worked for me. Two thumbs up.
Well, awesome. Thanks for taking a few minutes to share your story.
Okay, talk soon.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.